Hello everybody and welcome out. Ow. 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 I didn't plan that. Apparently Arcus has a gigantic cliff on the side of his base. I was gonna stay up there so that I could see some of the progress that I did on the amphitheater since our last episode. Check that out. Isn't that neat looking? Check this out. Ooh, we get to zoom in. Yeah, doesn't that look neat? That is what we have so far. Normal. And I've spent like a long time on it. It's difficult to get all of the rings precise. Oh, I planned that. Thanks. Any questions? It takes a lot of work to make sure to get all of these precise and to make sure that each is going to be exactly like the other side. And oh, my word. I also just spent a lot of time crafting up some smooth stone. I don't know why I said it like that. Smooth stone! Aren't you excited about stone that's been... looks just like it just came straight out of a cave. It's amazing. So I spent some time doing that, and we are going to fill in all of those... all that area. How do you like that? Today, not much is different from yesterday. Oh, man. Not much has changed in the life of Chad. Still worrying about PAX. It's coming up real soon. Oh, I was like, what the heck is this? That was my temporary show on where the entrance will be. I am recording some videos extra ahead of time for the convention. So I'm actually not sure what my schedule is going to be. I need to pre-record with some people. I don't know what their schedules, you know, they'll have video schedules of their own. So at this point, I don't know if this is going to be right after another episode of me working on the arena or not. No clue. Not a clue. So just bear with me if these videos seem out of order. Sorry about that. Now, I was trying to think of something to talk about today, and immediately I thought about, I've been getting, you know, I like to look at the tweets. Some people, take that out of context. I like to look at the tweets. Sometimes something comes across on Twitter that really, you know, I don't know, makes me smile. And tells a whole story of you know, how people enjoy watching my content, which isn't always easy to know right off the bat. It's hard to imagine someone watching me, or it's just I don't see that on a daily basis. I record my videos and I see comments and I see numbers, and it's a little bit difficult to get the story behind it. But on Twitter, sometimes people will send over a nice message. It's like, hey, I'm watching now with such and such. So one of those that touched me was someone said, hey, you know, I just got home after work, sitting down to watch OMGchad with my son. My younger son, you know, a younger kid. And so I was trying to think of a topic to talk about. And I don't know why, but I was like, in order to make the parents happy, let's talk about school. And so anyway, I don't know. I thought that was a fun topic to talk about. School, I'm not the best, I have not been the best student in the world, I must say. In elementary school, if you ever watched my Draw My Life, I didn't have the best time. I was picked on. I didn't really have many friends. And I think that kind of scarred me a little bit. I'm really excited about how I'm going to try to do this. Underneath, it's going to look really neat. Oh, it's all light. I was going to say, I need to light it. It's already lit. Look at that, thinking ahead. So in elementary school, I had a difficult time. You know, I was still kind of learning how to get along with people. I didn't quite understand the difference between popularity and having friends. And so I just wanted to hang out with the popular kids. It wasn't really helpful. It's probably the least, I don't know the word, least attainable thing I could have tried to do was try to hang out with the popular kids. And all around, I just didn't have a very good time in elementary school. I would have considered, I remember back then, I would think, why do people not like school? And this has been like in 3rd grade or something like that. And it wasn't until 5th grade that I was like, okay, I get it. Like, it's not fun. Like, I thought that people didn't enjoy teachers or something, or didn't enjoy the subjects. And I loved the subjects. But by the end of my elementary school, I realized that, oh, I also had a speech impediment. That was real bad. Anyway, elementary school was not the best time. But then for middle school, I went to a private school for people who have dyslexia. And that, everything changed because it was a very small school. Everyone had kind of gone through what I had gone through, or they understood it. Like, there was enough kids who had all gone through not fitting in and being self-aware of, you know, things like reading aloud in class and all of that sort of stuff, being picked on because you were, quote, stupid because you didn't know how to spell something or whatever. Like, everyone got it. And so there was no longer a pressure to impress. Whoops. Where did I put that block? I think I put it right there. There's no longer any pressure to try to impress anyone about who I was, or you know, my learning disabilities or anything. I didn't have to really, and anyway, it was a perfect chance for me to finally understand what it was like. Oh my gosh, the sun. Go down. Oh my gosh. You'll see sometimes, that's all that's in my chat, is you can only sleep at night. This is because I do this. I don't want it to get dark, and I don't want anything to even have the chance to spawn, so I try to go to bed. The moment that the sun goes down, there we go, and no mobs have spawned, which is great. So my middle school really gave me a chance to sort of, where was I? I was over here. To understand what it's like to be kind of a normal kid without learning disabilities, because I was in an atmosphere with everyone who had learning disabilities. And I learned what real friendship was, and I basically came out of my shell because that was a place that I could. And it was a school called Ross and Saunders, and it's still a school in Austin, Texas, and my father works there as a shop teacher, which is pretty cool. And I get to go back every once in a while and see some of the kids. Really, really cool. And also, because it was a smaller school, it was a very one-to-one. Normally, like my science classes and stuff like that would all have very small groups of children. And I felt like this was the first time that I really ever connected with my teachers and my subjects. Unfortunately, I was a very lazy, and I still consider myself a very lazy person. And I still feel anxiety over, like, I had the best teacher in the world. His name was Dr. Yazdi. Super smart, super caring. He was funny. He had this, he became an American citizen while I was still going to middle school. He has a funny accent. He always drank coffee. Best guy in the world. And he was so patient and so smart. And that was, I had more teachers after that. My ALT at this school, you have an academic language therapist who helps you basically reteach you the language. Miss Warren was the one that sticks out in my mind as one of my favorite of the. Anyway, I would later have more and more of teachers who I really connected with and really felt were on my side through my middle school. And even in high school, I had them as well. But middle school, Dr. Yazdi was basically the first teacher that ever I felt really cared. And that really, you know, I don't know. I just changed it. That is what I imagine as the perfect school experience could be. So anyway, thank you, Dr. Yazdi, if you happen to ever watch this video. And then my regrets in middle school are that I was literally the worst student ever. I never did my homework, ever. And I took full advantage. They didn't have report cards back then. And so I never, ever, I hated homework. I had a severe case of ADHD, and ADD is part of that, just the attention deficit disorder. And so doing homework was like the worst. And I feel so bad because I felt like I was really a smart kid. And I remember being in math early. I had been advanced in algebra out of elementary school into this algebra class with basically like the older students. And I never did the homework, and I never really did the work, and I was super lazy about it. I was super interested in the subject, but I just never did it. I don't think that was Dr. Yazdi's fault. I know it was my fault. And I just got held, you know, I held myself back for doing that. I still regret basically not doing the work in math class. But that was my first chance to really realize how important school is. And then the next chance where I really got to realize how empowering school can be was back in high school. And I in high school wanted to be an actor. This is kind of like my Draw My Life, but focused on school. By the way, I might be repeating myself if you ever seen my Draw My Life. I wanted to be an actor, but there weren't what I wanted so bad was like acting for movies class. Like I would have taken that so fast. I would have freaked out and totally applied myself to that class. Those don't exist. At least not in my school. Maybe in some other school. They didn't exist when I went to school. So I tried theater. Loved theater. Absolutely adored it. And then I also took a class called media. It was I forget if it had a fancy name or not, whatnot. It was a class about making videos, about like making news type videos, and every Tuesday we had, every second period there was a school broadcast called Chaos. It was Austin High School, so they put a K in front of AHS, and it was Chaos, so KAHS, and we would talk about various things that were going on in the school. Maybe the art club was doing some sort of ice cream social, and they wanted everyone to know about it, and so we would mention it and stuff like that. Nowadays, I almost wish I could go back because I understand that so much more. I don't know. I feel like the whole chaos part, like it was such a, like I never knew what we should and shouldn't talk about, and it was basically the script was given to us by the teacher. But in that class, it was the first time that I ever got to hold a video camera, got to play with video editing software. And without that class, I would not be where I am right now. And whenever I say stay in school, kids, my thoughts, oh man, I need more smooth stone. My thoughts immediately go to that class because I would have had no clue as a freshman in high school that class was going to be so life-changing. And if I would have dropped out early, or I don't know, decided not to apply myself at school and look for this class, or just missed it, I don't know. If I had not been paying attention, this class could have passed me over. And I spent 3 years learning stuff that I see people in the industry don't know today. There's people who don't know how to frame a shot. I learned that in high school. You know, I learned how to read meters and what composes a good scene and editing software. Oh my gosh, we had Final Cut. I think it was Final Cut 5, but like I learned from that you know, if you're gonna be fat, I learned what deadlines were. Oh my gosh, you would think, okay, we'll shoot this, we'll take 2 days to shoot it, and then I'll edit it in like 15 minutes and turn it in. And the editing takes like 4 times longer than the footage that you have. And I learned all of that. Do I please? Do I? Oh no, I don't have any more. Did I make some more? I don't think I did. I thought I had enough. Okay. We'll roast up some more. I might have to finish the rest off camera. But whenever I say stay in school, kids, and I don't say it all that often, let's be honest, but whenever I do, I think of that class. Oh man, I need blaze rods. Look, we're low on fuel. Let's put 4 in each. Uh-oh, we're gonna run out. Okay, well this isn't gonna work. Yeah, let's see. Do we have any? I think I might have some more blaze rods back here. I do. Perfect. Wonderful. Anyway, if you are struggling in school, know that it does get better. It got better for me. The older you get, the more that silly concepts make more sense. And it's funny because in the end, I did decide that college was not right for me. But that's also because I knew. I mean, I was 100% positive that I wanted to go into the entertainment industry. And everyone that I talked to, everyone in that industry said experience is more important than schooling. My house is just a treasure trove of pranks. Look at that. And then here we got more pranks. The floor is all screwed up. Oh my gosh. I'll have to clean these up at some point. Arcus made me promise I'd leave that up for a week, so that's staying up for a week. And I think I'm gonna clean this up. I don't know if I'm ever gonna clean this up, because then it's gonna just cause more car drama. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. Shoot, I got distracted. Stay in school, kids. Oh, college was not right for me. They said that experience was more important than a degree than school. And I knew that I was young and that I could basically work for free because I was still living at my parents' house. And that that's how I wanted to break into the entertainment industry. So I did that instead, and that's not for everyone. It worked for me, but I know for a lot of people it would not work for. Like, let's say you want to go work at Google, that ain't gonna fly. You need a college degree. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this conversation about school. And we did a lot of work on the amphitheater. Even though we haven't finished it, I'll finish it up before next episode. And thanks so much for watching. See you next time on Mindcrack. Bye!